with invisible illnesses realize that you can still lead a pretty healthy and active lifestyle. It's just not going to be the one that you had envisioned for yourself, but time marches on. And trust me, from experience, I'm going to tell you, there's not a whole hell of a lot worse than getting 5 or 10 years down the road and realizing you were the one that could have managed this the whole time. Now, that being said, is it easy? Absolutely hell no. It is not easy. But you know what? None of this is easy. Life isn't easy. You got to choose your hard. So, accountability and staying motivated, both pretty pertinent for this morning. I think a lot of you know I made an announcement. I'm on a quest to lose some weight. I'm going to drop 25 pounds by my birthday. My ultimate goal is 50 pounds. And when I get there, I'm going to buy myself a belly dancing costume. I got to tell you, I've been having a hell of a lot of fun looking at costumes. There's so many beautiful, beautiful ones out there, and it's a wide variety of price ranges. I mean, literally, I can get one from $100 up to thousands and thousands. I'm not looking on the high end. Anyway, um, losing weight's not it. I don't like a lot of the process involved with losing weight. I just don't. I don't like counting calories or macros or whatever you want to count. I don't like tracking that stuff. I don't like having to write down everything that I eat. That being said, I do recognize the importance of it. But the other day it was kind of funny because I was getting really frustrated with myself. And I had to stop and take a reality check. And I actually am doing pretty damn good. So, first, let's talk about staying motivated because I did hit a little bit of that this weekend. I don't want to do this anymore. Y'all, I'm barely into this. And I don't want to do this anymore because I don't like doing it. So, how do you stay motivated when you just don't want to, or when it's something that's going to take a while? It's going to take a while to lose 50 pounds. It just is. I didn't gain it overnight, but it's going to take a while. And it's hard to stay motivated. This information, by the way, is from lifehack.org. And I got to tell you all, this is going to be very interesting. Not always, but a lot of times when my fibromyalgia flares, it impacts my eyes and it's hard for me to read. It's hard for me to focus. And I asked an eye doctor last spring, I'm like, what the hell? And he laughed and he's like, how long have you been dealing with this? And I said, oh, about 20 years. And he's like, seriously? And you have no idea? He's like, you got muscles in your eyes, right? Well, yeah. So yeah, when my when my chronic illness condition that tends to flare up and impact my muscles, imagine that it would impact the muscles around my eyes too. Yeah, it's kind of a duh moment in the aftermath, but I really didn't know. But anyway, I can't read very well today, so we're going to see how it goes getting through my notes. Now, I am trying to be more extemporaneous in my speaking, so my notes are pretty sparse, but I still have some. This information is from lifehack.org. First, you need to understand we're just wired for instant gratification. Long-term goals, they're kind of counter to just the human instinct. We want something now. We don't want to wait. When we don't get a quick reward, we usually lose interest pretty fast. Well, you can't fight that. That's just nature. You can't fight that, but you can work with it. You can work around it. First thing you need to do, find your why. Whatever it is that you're struggling with, why do you want to do it? What's this mean to you? And I don't know why I always like to use being a better parent. I have no children, but maybe you do want to be a better parent. But that's vague. What does that mean to you? For me, honestly, I don't really care that much about the scale. I just picked a weight goal because it is a not the best indicator by any stretch, but it is an indicator. It's going to tell me that A, I'm making progress in the right direction, and B, that I'm making the kind of progress that I want to make. Personally, I'm more concerned with body composition, but that's harder to measure on my own. Scale I can do. But I had to really get in touch with my why. And I'll be honest, it was perfect timing just by chance. Just by chance. I was walking through a store the other day when I was struggling with my motivation and I saw a really cute blouse and I was like, that's why I'm doing this. I'm tired of not being able to wear the things I want to wear, frankly. But you need to find your why. You need to be specific. You need to visualize it down to the most minute detail. The more, the merrier. And write this stuff down. It's really important that you write this stuff down. When I say get down to minute details, what kind of okay, for me it's clothes. What kind of clothes am I gonna wear? Oh, I know, believe me, I know. Um, Sundresses, A-line skirts, skater skirts. Yeah, I got a ton of stuff that I'm really excited to wear. Um, I know that I'm going to feel better. I know that getting this weight off is going to make it easier for my body to move, which is going to take a lot of pressure off of well, my body, duh. But it's going to take a lot of pressure off. And this is something that is it easy for me to control? No. In addition to it just not being easy for anybody, especially women of a certain age, I also have a ton of health issues wrapped up in this. I have a ton of emotional crap wrapped up in this. So I had to really dial down and get in touch with why do I want this to happen? And it's not just clothing, obviously, but I'm tired. Y'all, I'm tired of carrying this crap around. I'm tired of wondering how much better I'd feel. There's no way I'm not going to feel better getting this weight off. There is no way it's not going to improve my health. It'll be easier for me to dance, which is my big passion. It'll be easier for me to travel, which I really enjoy doing as well. Okay, I don't like the travel part. I just like going to Texas. But I travel to do that. It'll be easier to travel. It's not going to solve all of my problems, but I'll be more comfortable in my own skin. I told my doctor the other day, and she thought this was, I don't know, I can't, I know I'm committed because I went there. I can't believe I'm going to tell you all this, but I told my doctor the other day, I just want to look the way I feel when I dance. It's a big motivator for me. But you want to get in touch with your why, get as detailed as you can. And then you want to keep some sort of visual representation of that on hand. You know where's a good place to keep it? Your phone. Take a screenshot of something, make it your background. Um, keep something in your favorite folder. Y'all, I have sticky notes, like, seriously, all over my little desk area. This little desk folds down, but yeah, that's covered with sticky notes to help me remember things, and to help me stay focused on the positive. But keep a visualization. Um, that's going to help you when you're having those moments of, I don't want to do this shit anymore. Excuse my language, but we all get there. You can look, hey, there's a sticky note. Hey, there's a thing on my phone to remind me. Number two, you need to celebrate your small wins. And this is a trap that I tend to fall into a lot. I look at it and say, like, I've looked at my progress with my weight the past few weeks, and I'm like, oh, look at all these days where I just a couple days, literally only a couple, where I didn't do the workout that's part of the app. I danced, but I didn't do the strength workout. That was frankly part of why I chose this particular weight loss app. There are more days than I want to admit to where I just said to hell with it and didn't track my nutrition at all because I was way off. I was way off base. But I keep going back to it. I'm proud of that. I keep going back to the strength work, even though I hate it. I'm proud of that. I hate it, by the way, because my fascia is such a mess. My muscles do not glide over each other. It makes strength training a huge pain in the ass, and I just don't enjoy it. But I know it's important. And fortunately, the workouts that come, I'm sorry, I'm way off here, but the workouts that come with my app are perfect for me. And I'm really delighted with that aspect of it. But okay, I skipped a couple days. I've also done most of the days. I've literally only skipped a couple in the past few weeks. That's good. Why was I focused on? Oh my gosh, I missed two. I missed two. And that's been, why didn't I do those two? Well, because I didn't. Whatever my reasons were, I didn't do them. I can't change that. Let it go. Focus on the fact I've done so well. I've done really good with the intermittent fasting. In fact, I have not screwed that up once. I have not gone away from that once. Now, granted, I'm doing literally the lowest level of intermittent fasting. I'm doing 12 and 12. And people say, well, that doesn't make a difference. Well, speak for yourself. It does for me. And I'll tell you the first thing I noticed, my brain fog has cleared a whole lot, which surprised me. It's not something I expected. But When I was talking to my doctor, I love my doctor, but when I was talking to her about this aspect of it the other day, she laughed and she's like, you're just not like most people. You're right to take this slow and I'm gonna build up. The goal is to get to 16 and 8, but I'll get there when I get there. I don't have that as a time bound goal because that depends a lot on a lot of other factors. Anyway, you need to celebrate your small wins. I did really well. You guys, I've lost 6.5 pounds since I started this. And I haven't been that good with my nutrition. So why on earth am I focused? But we do that. We have a negative bias. So I've been focused. And that's when I was losing motivation. Oh, this is so hard. And I don't like tracking my nutrition. But look at all the wins that I've had. Instead of focusing on the days, and I've tracked my nutrition far more than I haven't. So there's a win too. It's so easy for us to get bogged down in the, oh, I should have, and I didn't, and I wish I had. Well, you didn't, and you can't fix it. Let it go. Focus on all the things you're doing right, and I can guarantee you, if you're working towards your goal, there's a lot of things you're doing right. Even if your progress is a snail's pace, you're doing something right. Celebrate that. Um, you need to evaluate. You need to track and evaluate. Oh, and by the way, when you celebrate your small wins, guess what that does? That actually activates the reward center in your brain. So it's going to make you happier. It's going to help you stay. That's why it helps you stay focused. It gives you a sense of pride and a sense of accomplishment as well. So don't focus on the negative. Look at all the good things that you're doing. Anyway, you need to track and evaluate. It's the only way you're going to measure your progress. If you're not tracking, how can you evaluate? So I was doing pretty good with the tracking because I do get into my app every day and I always track my hydration. That's another win that I've had. I've been amazing about drinking enough water. If I don't track my water, I don't drink enough. If I track my water, I drink. It's not a problem for me to get enough. I find that kind of funny that I'm like that, but I guess maybe it activates the reward center in my brain because I can make that little check mark. But you need to track your progress. And you know what? If you're not making progress, that's why you need to track, because then you can look back and go, okay, this isn't working for me. But now you know exactly what's not working for you. You can evaluate that and you can approach from a different perspective. Finally, you need to be kind. Look, if you're like me and you're trying to lose weight or whatever you're facing, whatever challenge you're facing, whatever goal you're trying to reach, you need to be kind to yourself. It's not going to happen overnight. You're going to slip. You're going to fall. You're going to have days where you fail miserably. But you know what? That's okay. Failure is simply feedback. We have made such an emotional thing out of failure, and it shouldn't be. It's embarrassing. Yeah, it can be. Does it wound your ego? Yes, and that's the real problem here, our fragile little egos. But it's just feedback. The only way failure is a bad thing is if you don't learn from it. Maybe like a few years ago, I did keto and I was pretty damn diligent. I was very proud of myself. It was the first time I really dove into an eating thing. Now, I'll be honest, I skated right on the edge of my maximum carbs all the time, but I stayed under. Um, and I did it, I don't know, 6 to 8 weeks. I had keto flu the whole flipping time. I had keto flu the entire time and I barely lost any weight. Well, what I should have done is evaluate. Say, okay, obviously this is not working for me. I mean, I knew it wasn't working, but I didn't evaluate I did not take a new approach to the problem. I just like, oh, this isn't working, and I abandoned it, which was really stupid. But that's just where I was at the time. And here I am evaluating. I'm tracking, I'm evaluating, I'm being kind to myself, and I'm celebrating my small wins. And that's how I know I'm going to get where I want to go. Anyway, that is all I have for today. I hope you guys have a wonderful afternoon, and I will be back Wednesday at 11 o'clock Alaska time.